Good night. It's the 17th of January 2024. It's minus 4 degrees outside today, minus 4. And that is centigrade, minus 4 degrees centigrade. That's on the car thermometer and also on a proper mercury thermometer. So this is supposed to be climate change and all of that. And I don't know what you think. I like to have some kind of a woolly cap anyway. But the thing is that I would rather be too hot than too cold. The hottest place I was ever in was Oman in the Persian Gulf, and it was very, very hot. I'd still prefer it to the cold. But a lot of people say no, they'd prefer the cold to the heat, that if you're cold, you can warm yourself, but if you're too hot, you can't. A lot of people can't sleep well in it, so it is a matter of personal choice. However, if you have a house or whatever you're living in and it's insulated, that insulation only lasts for a while. All insulation does is it prevents the heat inside from escaping fast. It still escapes. So if you take the best insulated container and bring it to the South Pole or the North Pole, it will become the same temperature as outside over time. Heat only moves from heat to cold. It doesn't move from cold to heat. So, of course, the lefties will all say it doesn't matter what the weather's like, as how cold you are, how cold the country is in Ireland. It's all global warming, and we're all going to fry, and it's all this and that and the other. And then they point to America, where there's terrible snowstorms, unbelievably cold over there. And in Iowa the other day, for the primary election, it was minus 20 degrees. And I was over in that part of the country in the Midwest of America. And it gets very, very cold. It gets up to minus 25 sometimes in the winter time. It can be very cold, although I was never there in the winter that late. However, it's cold and there's snow and everything, and there's actually tornadoes, and there has been damage done to homes and all of that. But the thing about the United States is that it's only about 220, 30 years of any type of record keeping or any type of human existence at all. The Native American people didn't keep any records like that. And Europeans go over there, and Africans and others, and they expect the weather to be the same as it was at home. And I don't think that's how it works at all. But they expect us to pay carbon taxes anyway to keep them right, and whether that will work or not, it suits our government in Ireland and the EU to tax the daylights out of us. And sure, if you can tax us on the weather, isn't that the best plan of the whole lot? But the reality, in my opinion, is that unless you had a way of heating yourself in northern latitudes, it would be very difficult to survive, especially modern people. I could never understand why they moved away off to the North Pole from hot Europe, I mean, thousands of years ago. But it appears to me that they were persecuted, that the Roman Empire and all of these were all places of persecution, and people just had to get away from the persecution, the death, and the armies who were designed to inflict hardship, death, and destruction, and take everything they had. That is about the only reason I could think of why anyone would move out and live in an igloo in the Arctic. But in modern times, if we don't have a heating system or a fuel system, lots and lots of people are going to die. And the Green Party tell us you'll die quicker from global warming than you will from the cold. And I simply don't accept that. A lot of people die from what they call hypothermia from the cold every year. You need heat. And what about people who can't afford it? Why are we paying a carbon tax on fuel that we need to keep us alive? Why does the government issue a warning during the cold spell to stay warm, and then do everything they can to stop us getting the means to stay warm? I don't know. Anyway, it's a very clear night outside in rural Ireland. You can see the moon, and I think there's a big planet there. It's Jupiter, I think, and they're very close together. And there's not a cloud in the sky, and I'd say it will drop to about -6 tonight. The coldest I ever saw it in Ireland was -16. That's a while ago now. It rarely ever drops below that. Tonight now, if there's any precipitation, any rain, it would be snow. Definitely would be snow. But anyway, so far so good. We're just getting through it. But I think one of the things about elections, governments hold elections in the summer, because if they held them this time of year, people might realise that there's something about being cold and weather problems and being wet that once it's over, you tend to forget it. And you always look forward to the year ahead that it'll all be good weather, and in fact, it might be bad weather. So the thing about it is that having the elections in the summer means that people don't remember, and it's nice weather, and they vote for the government that'll tell them other stuff as well. In any event, I don't know how that's going to go this year. For farming, spent a lot of the day today looking after livestock and making sure I got a drink to them and get them a drink where it's anywhere restricted, because it's amazing how pipes will freeze in a shed. No matter what you do, you'll always have that problem. And but anyway, we're getting through it all right. So we'll see you back. I don't know what you think. I'd like to know your opinion. I'd far rather be too warm than too cold. Far rather. And if I were sitting out at the lake in the month of June and the sun very hot, I'd love that. I'd prefer that and a nice breeze blowing through the trees than the cold or anything else. But we just have to live with whatever comes. We can fly out if we hadn't commitments and go out to hot climates, and a lot of people do that too. And it's a very respectable idea, especially in retirement. It's a very good idea if that's what suits, but it has its disadvantages as well. So give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down and chat underneath. We'll see you back soon. Thank you.